Welcome back. As unexplained drones leave millions on edge across the country, one former defense official recently issued this warning about the government's secrecy around UFOs.
Excessive secrecy has led to grave misdeeds against loyal civil servants, military personnel, and the public, all to hide the fact that we are not alone in the cosmos. If we approach the UAP topic in the same way as we as Americans have met other challenges, we can restore our faith in our government institutions. I believe that we as Americans can handle the truth, and I also believe the world deserves the truth.
Yeah, Fox News contributor and former special operations intel analyst and drone expert Brett Velkovitz joins us now. Brett, thank you for your service. Thanks for joining us. We listen to that, and he's talking about extraterrestrial, but we really don't have to go outside of our stratosphere to see our government being very secretive and not very trustworthy. I'm looking at the timeline here on these drones, and you have Mayorkas at DHS briefing and saying no big deal. You have Admiral Kirby saying it. These are people who lied to our faces about the border and about the Chinese spy balloon. If that's the credibility and you're saying there's nothing to worry about here, that makes me think there's something to worry about here.
Yeah, that's the issue. Is they've destroyed the credibility with the American people. And look, I want to believe there's some other form of life out there, just like the rest of us. And I do have a real curiosity about what's up on our stars, but I'm also pragmatic about it and realistic. And to say there's some alleged secret government group that for decades has been covering up evidence of aliens and hiding UFOs in their possession seems a little far-fetched to me. Frankly, I don't think the current government is smart enough to do that. But, and then these sources are always some whistleblowers allegedly too afraid to come forward. What would be the incentive of that? And also, why does no one ever seem to be able to show me clear photos of these UFOs? And that was one of the issues with these recent drone sightings is the more people across the country who sent me photos of these drones, the more I started to understand many things in the sky are being misidentified. People are finally starting to look up. They're wondering what's up there now. And they're seeing a lot of things that they don't recognize. And it's not their fault. The problem is our government hasn't done a good job protecting us from modern day threats by explaining what.
Just when you thought it was safe to come back on YouTube. Yes, the Black Files is back. All right. You know what I mean? Y'all wasn't expecting that to just pop up on your screen like that, but we had to do it because there's some strange things going on in the sky. We've been telling y'all about this for like damn near 3 years now. We've been telling y'all about this. We got 25 episodes of that. Go watch the backlog. All right, we done made a whole playlist for you. Go from episode 1 to now. All right, you can spend the rest of this weekend watching us. All right, and you will find the greatest content you ever seen in your life. All right, but we've been telling y'all this for almost 3 years now. To look up, to look at below. We talked about the sea. We done talked about all this, right? And now it's coming to fruition. Y'all are seeing this. And I ain't got to introduce who we are. You know who it is. You know what I mean? You seen Lola Miss Oshun right here. You see the homie Mr. Best in the World 84? Y'all know what time it is, man. You know we're not coming here to play. You know what I mean? We're going to give y'all some quick shout outs and we're going to just get right to it. This is what we do. We're going to just get right into it. Salute to M3. You know what I mean? What's going on, M3? What's good, brother? You know what I'm saying? Salute to Smitty's Corner. Lola saying what's good to everybody. 100 Watts is in the building. He loves those who love him. You know what I mean? He says the end of the year, I might dream for a second if I see a link. The link is coming. All right, we just building for the first 10 minutes, but the link is coming. All right?
Yeah.
Salute to the homie, what to watch on YouTube. What's going on? Yes, if you like, get the likes up. You know what I mean? And listen, you already know how we do. If it vibes with you, like it. If it don't, you know what I mean? Hey, you can do what you got to do, man. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a build regardless. You already know. We about to go in. Mr. Bryant, much love to you. You already know. You know what I mean? Smitty giving some more love. Thank you, Smitty. And thank you, M3, for the salute. We appreciate you. But yeah, we've been telling y'all to look in the sky for a minute. All right, we've been pointing at We have been giving you so many videos on it. We've pointed different evidence. We've given you different, criteria, different YouTube videos, everything. It was one that we actually just sat and we told y'all step by step of what we believe is going on.
Well, what I find interesting is that I remember an episode that we did where we was talking about SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence. That specific agency within the government. I remember us talking about how they come on saying that their job is to search for extraterrestrial intelligence. However, they do their damnness to explain to people that they don't think there's extraterrestrial intelligence out there, like negating their whole purpose for that agency even being created. And it's like, here, this guy now is saying, I don't believe our government is smart enough to do that. And it's like, sir, the government runs black missions, covert missions, reconnaissance missions about a lot of things that are classified that nobody knows about till years later. Okay, this government is smart enough to take out whole leaders at their leisure. Okay, and they don't owe nobody an explanation for decades. So for him to say, I don't think we're that smart, tells me, use an eye. But the fact is, we've been saying that since the beginning of this podcast, honestly, when we were talking about governments essentially trying to create the illusion that they don't have the possibility to understand what's going on in the sky, right? And now the issue is nobody really cares really what this is. The problem is our U.S. Coast Guard, our Navy, our Air Force, Homeland Security don't have nothing on their radars. How do you have 100 of these things coming off the water onto land up as close to the White House as downtown DC, and nobody's seeing anything of their agencies? But like he said, I need to see this stuff. Nobody ever has a camera. Dude, look at the camera. This is over your town, DC, the nation's capital, where everybody is, meaning even the 13th member of Congress. That is where everyone is. If something happens in that city for however reason, it's going to be a problem. So the fact that he's going out his way to sit and talk about what it is, but then tell you don't know what it is, and then say, well, this is just us knowing that, hey, we have a security issue. How many years have people been saying, yeah, we have a security issue? We got 6 forms of government, yet I could create anything to just come in and do whatever. And the point of that was, because the white boys always doing that. The point is to show you, if something should descend from that sky that is sentient like us, we are up Shit's Creek. Even if this is a drill, this should scare the government. But the problem is, it's not really scaring the government in terms of extraterrestrials. It's scaring the government because they really understand, like, if something wants you, I don't care if you're part of Congress. I don't care if you're the president, him or herself. It will come and find you out your window. Now they shook. Talking about something, where's all the secrets? This government keeping secrets. Oh, clutching their pearls. Whatever.
Nah, not just sipping a Coca-Cola. I see you, girl.
That was my tea. That was my tea. I'm just saying, like, this is laughable. We wouldn't even have a show if it wasn't for how much secrecy goes on in the government, and not even just about extraterrestrials. Like, not even. So this is what I'm saying. Like, dude is trying way too hard to convince us of whatever he's saying it's not. And I'm just saying, listen, dude, I can respect you saying, hey, we don't know. I can respect that. But what I can't respect is you saying, hey, I wish that we could think that we weren't the only ones out there. There's a scientific improbability that we're the only thing in existence. What do you mean you wish you could believe that? That's a scientific fact. We're not. What are you talking about? Do you know the probability that our species is an anomaly within all of reality? Like, there's nothing like us in reality. This is the only planet where life exists in the whole universe. And here's the thing. the known universe, meaning we know that there's more to it than what we can see with our telescopes. Like how improbable that is. And this is what I'm saying. It's the gaslighting for me. And shout out to somebody that have been talking about gaslighting or the definition of gaslighting for a couple of days now with me. That's gaslighting. They trying to make you believe that what you know is true ain't true. Like, it's true. It's an impossibility. We got science upon science, but they want to act like, oh no, this is not. No, you tripping. Hold on 1 sec. Give me a sec.
Yes, ma'am. All right, while Lola's away, I want to give a big shout out to everybody who just popped in. Shout out to my man Von Eric, our music curator. What's going on? Also, Smitty, I'm about to drop that link up in that chat, and whoever else want to come in, give me like 5 more minutes. I'm letting Miss Oshun build and go in, and I'm building as well. Also, who just checked in as well? Who just checked in? Lady S, I see you in the building. What's going on, Lady S? Salute to you. Got some more comments up in here. Man, Colton James Hodge, what's going on, man? Good to see you. You know what I mean? I'm going to read some of these comments that just popped in. Man, Hunter Watch says, Google says there are over 2 million different living species on Earth. I do believe there is at least one off the planet. Wow. Mr. Brown is laughing at, what to watch on YouTube. All right. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'm going to put the link up in the chat right now since y'all want to come through like this. All right, let's get it. I want to hear what y'all got to say. Let me drop this link, man. I am dropping the link right now. Boom. Link is right there. Come on through. Come on down. I'm going to pin it in the chat and all that. All right? You know what I'm saying? So, and my thing is that if these drones are real, right, and we are seeing these things, should we be afraid? Should we really be afraid? Or is this marking the coming of the Lord, right? Is he already here? You know what I'm saying? Are there other things that are already here? Whether it's the Anunnakis or whoever else, right? Whatever species or life forms that we are talking about or have talked about, right? Not just on the show alone, but just overall, right? Are these things to be concerned about? Or should we not be afraid? Should we not be afraid and just say, you know what? This is something that has been prophesized or alluded to, whether it's in different, forms of literature, religious text or whatever. You know what I mean? Should we just accept what it is and not be afraid? And just say, you know what? I know that this has been predicted, and I know that, these are things that have already been referenced. For me, honestly, I don't think we should really be afraid or alarmed. I think we should just be aware. You know what I mean? And I think awareness is key. That's with anything. Whether it's with the drones, whether it's with the aliens, whether it's with religious things, right? I just think we need to be aware. Awareness is key. Awareness is key, as you see in school all the time. Knowledge is power. You know what I mean? So the more knowledge that we have, the more, and now we put that knowledge into action, now transformed into wisdom. The more these things that we have, the better it is. You know what I mean? Overall for us. You know what I mean? Got my man M3 in the building. What's up, baby? You know what I'm saying? So M3, man.
Yeah, what up, Beth?
What about this, man? What's going on, baby?
Nothing much, kid. I had to come out one time. This is Black Files.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man. Just to kind of piggyback what you're saying, right? And excuse me for the avatar because I'm on my phone. But I think honestly, man, you are absolutely correct. Here's the thing, right? We only know like the snippet, right, of what the GOV really has to offer and what really has to store to really eradicate us. But the big thing, can you guys hear me well?
Yeah, you're live and direct.
Okay. Yeah, the big thing is that what the government, right, is really trying to do, right? like let's just say, i.e., like I put the little joke in a chat, right? You know, telling Lola to put down the cola, right? Because see, you know, that's a part of the government scheme, anyways, right? See, the government is going to use us to eradicate ourselves. See, that's the secret plan. I gotta say allegedly though, right? Because I'm not trying to shut the stream down, but you know what I mean. That government is going to find ways, right, to really get rid of us, right? So basically, it's kind of pushing out the poor and then keeping the rich in there. And the way how they're doing that is through the power of stress, you know, and financial, like, you know, gain and poverty. So if you really think about it, I'm not surprised, like with the whole drones and mysterious stuff or whatever. I mean, they already kind of hinted us like during like those Call of Duty video games anyways. If people like, you know, play those games and actually kind of peep hard into it. So with that being said, you know, it's important to be aware, but I want to be afraid of it. It's just that you have to kind of embrace what's the inevitable and actually move accordingly. That's all I got to say.
And 3, being afraid doesn't serve you. Even if there is a real danger, being afraid ain't going to help you at this point. And remember, I was saying some years ago, listen, if some shit show up, they better than us because they showed up. Remember, I said if they can make it here, we can't make it there. We fucked. We might as well serve as slaves and volunteer because we fucked. See, I was saying that, but outside of being right, okay. What I feel, this is what I'm saying. If we look at it and say, okay, let's suppose this is just a group of white boys that got a problem with the government and they trying to show the government, hey, y'all ain't as secure as
Not
you
a group
think.
of white boys. Oh Lord.
Let's just say just for saying, you know, they got that off because it is quite legal to fly drones, no matter how many, at the altitude that they are flying it at. It is very legal because keep in mind the reason why our drones are so high up over top of places like Iran and Afghanistan and places like that is because we have a certain clearance to be that high during wartime and certain other things. However, drones flying at a certain altitude, very low to the ground, that's commercial space. It's legal. It's very legal. But the problem with that is we're used to 1 or 2 somebody, you know, they got their little drone. Thousands? I don't even know if these are drones, first of all. Like, we saying the word drone. Nobody knows if this is a drone or not. However, if it was, we got a problem because that is a sure way. If you wanted to take out this entire country with anything, chemical warfare, anything, that's an easy way to sit and take everybody out. Okay. Now, that's at best case scenario. They showing the weaknesses to other countries even. But here's the problem. I seen a video a couple days ago. This shit showed up in Asia too. Nobody knows what's going on. It's in Asia now. So listen, if it's a group of white boys that got a problem with America, do they got a problem with China too? Goddamn it! What are we talking about? What are we talking about?
Because I ain't seen nothing pop off in the motherland though. The motherland been kind of safe.
No, yeah. You think it's safe, but here's the thing: the reports coming out of Africa don't go nowhere because it's Africa. A lot of times when people report stuff, it's reported under suspicion. For instance, they always say that they see stuff coming in and out of the water out there to the point it's a part of their religious rituals. Stuff coming in and out the water. However, when you go down to places like, you know, Cuba and Brazil and Colombia and people talking about, hey, we got video footage of stuff coming in and out of the water, it sounds different than when you hear it on the motherland when they talk about, you know, the cult of Mami Wata. You see what I'm saying? And they talking about things that come in and out of the water and stuff.
Hey, I don't even know if the audience is even. Well, they gonna have to get ready because we here with it. We here with it. And whenever my man Smitty want to build, he already know to jump in. He already know.
Go ahead, Smith. Go ahead.
Okay, so far we on the drones, right? I just want to make sure I hop in on the right place.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
well, on the alleged drones.
Okay, alleged drones. Salute, man. Salute to the family. This definitely feels like a reunion. Hey, salute to everybody. Well, I remember the very, very first Black Files episode I came up on. Me and Lola was like literally putting Simon in a headlock about the world isn't flat. I remember that. I was talking about curvatures and everything else. I remember that flannel I had on. It was an awesome night. It was an awesome night. All right, cool beans. So the drones. This is what I will say. Now, listen, we have to remember something about this, right? Do you know what the government has actually done? Believe it or not. Like, so watch this and you'll see where I'm going. When people say, is it real? Is it not? And then I'm going to pause because I got to run to the restroom, but I'm going to leave y'all with this one here. You remember something? It had a letter and a number with it, and it was a bad virus. Okay, cool beans. Now, y'all remember how horrible things were in just your local Walmarts for just like toilet paper and stuff and sanitizer? That was for something we cannot even see. Can you imagine if they actually revealed it's coming out the ocean? Listen, what we don't realize is that there have been a lot of tests done to see how do people. Yeah, that's right. Get that pad out. Get your pad out. That's right. I want you to really think about that. Do you not think? Now, I want you to think of the timing in which that took place and all of that they put out. They know we can't handle real news, bruh. So does it mean it doesn't exist? Yeah, keep fooling yourself if you want to. Now, I think the main thing we need to think about is, are the people ready for the truth?
Yeah.
Hashtag Jack Nicholson. I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out. I'm gonna run to the restroom. I'll be right back. Go ahead. Put M3 up top.
That's the question. Are you ready to hear what's truly going on? Because I'll say this: when the vid happened, you see what I'm saying? It was like, let's suppose it was a true situation, right? It lets you know how bad things can get in terms of the shutdown, how society may look, how long it's going to take to come back, all of that, right? But if people say, well, okay, what was the real purpose of that? Like, what was the real purpose? And somebody said, well, the real purpose is there's going to be something worse coming, and we know it's coming, and we just did a simulation because we couldn't do it without y'all really believing that it's real, right? That would scare people. So instead of scaring people, like I always say, the government has a job to do, which is to keep peace and keep order. That's kind of like the thing. But I mean, to be honest with you, when that happened, what it taught me was make sure that you have 16,000 pounds of toilet paper in your house at all times. Right now, you can go into that room next door.
16,000 pounds?
And then I got more than enough toilet paper. I got more than enough snacks to hold my kids down. I got more than enough rice for 3 years. I got a lot. I got canned goods at the Yang Yang, and I got my 90 days worth of emergency whole meals. Okay, before I even get in the stuff. I don't need Walmart anymore. I don't. But see, that's because I'm already like thinking about that. But see, truth be told, like I said,
we always joked that you was Laura Croft, but
no,
now this is some real shit. Now, this is real
Laura Croft.
I'm serious. Like y'all know, I'm a bit of a survivalist person. I love survival shows. So,
wait, Lola, I have a quick question to ask you. Did you do all this stuff before the whole C-19 thing started, or was it after?
No, before what happened to me is I got caught in a situation with some work and some money, right? And I went 30 days without any food in the house, and I was really struggling. Okay. And so this was years ago before the vid. So what happened was after that happened, I told myself I am never going to be in the house without 60 to 90 days worth of food on hand, period. Like whole meals I can make, no problem. But then when the vid happened, I said, oh no, I need long-term food. Like I need stuff that got a 2 to 3 year shelf life on it. I need stuff that meats that are dry meats. I don't need whole meals. I need dry meat, dry goods, dry fruit. I need a whole cabinet full of vitamins, because you know when you eating like that, you lacking nutrients and stuff. I got vitamins up the yang ready for at least a year. You see what I'm saying? Like it just kind of made it amped up for me.
And you got bottles of sanitizer as well too?
Yeah, I got sanitizers. But see, keep in mind, I'm thinking to myself, what if the sanitation goes out? Like the electricity goes out and there's no sanitation, meaning your water won't flush. You don't have water coming in, stuff like that. I know how to collect rainwater. I know where rivers are at, where I can collect water naturally. Yeah, I go walking around like the black person sniffing in my neighborhood. Yeah, I do that. Mm-hmm.
You got a filter as well too?
Yeah, I got filters, and I know how to filter water naturally, even if I don't have a filter in terms of natural filtration. So yeah.
All right, so I gotta keep that note. Like, if something was to happen again in next, let's see, we got 2005. So in the next like 5 more years, because there's gonna be some other bullshit that's gonna happen. Lola, make sure you send me your address so I can fly over there.
No, no. What you need to do, okay, is make sure that you have the tools you need in case there's no lights and there's no water coming to your house or in your house. Because keep in mind, if something happened like with the vid, right, you still had gas and electric and stuff. But what if something happens to our grid where the electricity go out and the power plant that makes the water like move ain't moving no more? You got to still be able to get water to your house. You don't have no personal system set up. So you have to know how to clean water. You need to know where to get water from if you're not collecting rainwater. And even when you're collecting rainwater, because of like issues with, like chemicals in the air, you got to still know how to clean your water. So, you got to know how to set up, like I got a bank of seeds that I have in my house in case something happens. Like I'll grow some shit if I need to.
You should just do like a whole entire stream, like a full breakdown. You know what I mean? On that.
We had 2-3 years of a breakdown. What you talking about?
No. That was kind of like a sub breakdown, but I'm talking about like a stream where you have a full survivor's breakdown.
On your own.
You're still charging for that.
You're on your own. Okay. You're on your own. Y'all should have learned. But to be honest with you, right, when it comes to these drones, I knew that something like this would happen, no matter what it is. It would happen. But the problem that I have with the government is now it's like a twilight zone. It's like you got people. It was 4 senators out here in Maryland that, well, they live in DC, but they commute out here in Maryland, and they went up in Congress, yelling and screaming, talking about what's outside my window and y'all ain't doing nothing. And I'm sitting here like, ma'am, sir, your clearance isn't high enough for anybody to give a crap about giving you an explanation. Your clearance isn't high enough. The president's clearance isn't high enough. He's on a need-to-know basis only, and he's the president.
Now remember, Lola, we did that Black File episode when we showed people in Congress talking about this. Right, we did that whole show.
We did.
I was like, it was like episode 20 or 19, whatever it was. All right, we can't keep up. It's 2040s. All right, so y'all just got to go back and watch. But we sat here for like 2 hours, right, and we played the whole thing. It was all them types of people, but they were all in Congress and everything else, and they were sharing about extraterrestrial life. So look, my man Elmatic, what's going on? You know what I mean? And he said she's on it. Definitely said the last 4 in your zip code is for zones to get your main location. Ooh-wee. Yes, sir. I'm gonna play a little bit more of this government video. I'm gonna play another 2 minutes of this. All right. You know what I mean? Just a little bit more. Let me see. Where's it at? All right.
You should have seen them on C-SPAN, upset, talking about who's responsible for knowing this and why we just now seeing this and knowing this. I was like, really?
Is this recent?
Yeah, this video is recent. Fair use, everybody. Fair use. Hold on.
Is regularly above us, and what threats we're going to face at home sooner than later. And Joey, the rapid innovation right now of lethal drone technology over the years due to ongoing wars overseas has forever changed the ways wars are going to be fought. In Ukraine, for instance, an estimated 70 to 80% of the daily attacks that take place on the front lines are conducted with drones. You've got even North Korean soldiers who have entered the fight recently being taken out.
Hold on. Pause that real quick. Pause that, please. if he believed for 1 second that one of them drones was from another country, as the way we are over there with our drones, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. If there was one that they thought was over, you think the U.S. government haven't made phone calls to be like, yo, which one of you niggas got drones over here? You better get them shits out of here. And then nobody picked up the phone, like, they ain't asked. Don't know who you talking about. Iran? Y'all look, nah, nigga, we don't got nothing to do with y'all anymore. China and Russia, everybody, India is like, listen, we trying to get to Mars. I don't know about these drones. It ain't us. Canada is like, don't look over here. So ain't nobody claiming that. So the fact that he talking about war, it's like, nigga, stop playing in my face. Stop it. You want to talk about giving the public information, but what you're doing is you gaslighting. We already know if the government thought that was China or any foreign agent that got past 6 forms of security, what we would be, we'd be shooting them shits out the sky. Why ain't nobody shooting them out the sky? If it could have been a foreign agent, it ain't a foreign agent. They done already cleared that possibility. That's why they still sitting up talking about, we don't know, we don't want to make any statements right now. Come on, he act like we just woke up yesterday. With his thin ass lips.
Okay.
Oh wow, damn, that's a thin ass lip. Let's continue the video. M3, if there's anything you want to build on, go ahead before I continue.
Well, no, I was going to just ask, right? Like, because I mean, since the lipless European guy, right, is gaslighting, where are the drones actually coming from? But I kind of want to like see like the rest of the video.
He playing in the face right now. That's what he doing, talking about war and talking about everything else but the possibility it could be. And here's the thing, he's not even entertaining the possibility of what it could be. He talking about shit that we know that it ain't. We know it ain't no foreign agent. We know this right here is not commercial shit, because if it's commercial shit, why is it coming off of the ocean? Where is it coming from? Well, what are we talking about? Nobody got an answer for Congress? Really? Okay.
And you know, the United States, they are known to have answers over top of other answers. They just don't want to tell us. That's all.
But see, I'd rather him. I can respect white people that don't talk versus these people like him right here. Okay, now I'm not blaming Fox News for this bull, but they need to do something with him.
Hey, Smitty, welcome back, brother. Anything you want to build on before I continue the video?
I'm just getting back. I had to take care of some quick family stuff, so I'm just now seeing. Let me get caught up unless you want to catch me up briefly so I can respond in a nutshell and go on. But other than that, play the video.
Okay.
And let it go.
Anybody want to catch him up? Go ahead, Lola.
Nah.
I was talking shit about him because he was bringing up the fact that how the U.S. operates in terms of our drones when we're at war. And I'm saying, nigga, if you thought these drones was the U.S. Army's drones, we would have clearance for Congress to know that. If these were drones from any other foreign agents, do you think by now the U.S. fucking government wouldn't know? They knew who bombed us on September 11th, the day of. But you telling me they don't have a clue out here what foreign agent got inside our country, showing us that they can take out the whole country at once? He needs to shut up. Just shut up. Stop playing. This is not for play. Shut up.
All right, bet. We're going to hit play on the video, but I'm going to say this behind what Cuzzo had to say. The fact is, yes, she said it in a very gangster, elaborate, but very classy way that the people aren't ready for the truth. And the fact is that they're going to keep playing with us because you know what they also notice? They have done tests to see how many times can we just lie to them and they go with it. And you know what we do? We just go with, like, y'all don't realize how the tests have been done just from simple news. Let's just see how much BS we can put out and let's see how easily the sheep will follow. Bet. Let's be the misleading shepherds now. I digress. My mic is muted. Go ahead, rock out. I'm about to get back to my desk and camera.
Not the misleading shepherds.
Left and right by these kamikaze handheld drones. And Frankly, we're not ready for this. Our military is not prepared for that style of fight. We put too much money in the wrong thing, and there's just a lot of arrogance on our current government administration that thinks they've got it all figured out. But we're never going to fight another war without drones, and our adversaries, they surely get it. I mean, there was a Chinese
Kamikaze, got you. Goddamn
defense contractor who just signed an agreement for over 1 million handheld kamikaze drones to be produced for the Chinese government before 2026. That scale of production doesn't exist in the U.S. They get it, but our government's not prioritizing it.
Yeah, I've done a lot of coverage here, different shows on Fox about drones.
Now.
Say what?
So is he trying to throw China under the bus now?
China don't make no kamikaze shit when it comes to war. I don't know what the fuck he talking about. Like,
yes, they do. It's called airborne, and it's usually in the form of vapors, and we can't see.
Okay, I give you that one on principle. I give you that one. I'll let him have kamikaze on that shit. Go ahead. He can have a kamikaze.
Because I have friends in that industry coming from the EOD world, and it is the absolute arms race of the future. You talk about us spending money. We spend all this money on the F-35, and you can do that with a Walmart drone now. You can implement something that easy. But when we take a step back and look at what's happening, we're kind of honed in on New Jersey, but the lead up to this, I think, created a lot of the hysteria. You had, I think the first thing reported on were drones going near military.
Okay, I do have a question. Were they able to identify the drones that were a threat? I'm talking about that was armed like with weaponry, or was it just like a spy drone?
They don't know if it's spy drones. They don't know if they have weapons. They claiming that some of these drones, or at least most of them, are the size of whole cars. That's not a small thing for like a commercial use. That's not what that is. And the U.S. Army does not test drones on civilians. That's not what they do. So, I mean, see, they playing in the face right now. They fucking off. That's what they doing. They fucking off.
Bases overseas. Then you have a Chinese citizen being caught trying to get back to China after flying a drone near a military base. Then you start to have this happening in the Northeast. And I guess my question to you is, my kind of take on this is a lot of it is coming from people actually finally looking up and paying attention. But is there within all of this a layer of there is something specific going on that we need answers on?
We definitely need answers. And look, the recent drone sightings just frankly showed how vulnerable we are as a nation, and that we are no longer in control of our airspace. And the government's lack of adequate response just made matters worse. But I understand why they were like that, frankly. It's because they were caught off guard that how little they even knew themselves, because we don't have the systems in place at the federal and state levels to monitor, identify, disrupt these rogue drone threats. And my concern is our government's just going to wait until somebody dies to do anything, and that's not acceptable. That's because the U.S. doesn't have a clear government-wide policy on how to deal with unauthorized drone incursions. It's a national security threat. All the agencies like to say it's someone else's issue, but we know where the bottleneck is as the drone community. It's the FBI's drone department. It's the FAA's UAS office. These are the two most important offices for domestic drone defense, yet they don't even know how to properly mitigate these threats, and they definitely don't possess the widespread technology across the U.S. to stop it.
Yeah, a lot of people say.
Okay, so now like another question. Now, because they can't really identify what type of drone it is, whether it's like a military grade type of drone or a commercialized like drone, let's go with the commercial aspects, right? Hypothetically, let us say like they're blowing this out of a big proportion. This is just somebody that just messing with our heads. This is a commercial type of drone. It just happened to fly around in air. But if you can't determine whether this drone is a threat or not, it's like, how will I know for sure that this drone is coming from some other entity of a government or some other country or whatever? But what all knows is that you guys could probably be just fabricating this stuff up, making it to be more than what it is, because you still have a hidden agenda, but you just trying to get the American people riled up.
Go ahead, Smitty.
Okay, so
Low call the government right now, huh? Confirmed.
well, let's think about this on the level of reality, okay? So the level of reality with this is this, right? So when it comes to, I guess you can say the drones, all right? So the drones are basically what? They're basically remote control cars with cameras. Do you not realize that they tested all of these things? Once again, how much has been put in our face long before it's been implicated into the military and true government? They gave it to the kids first. Kids go around and just tape stuff flying around the neighborhood. What you think people who are truly trained, who know how to hack it and everything, they got drones that are made out of like crickets, grasshoppers, dragonflies, all kind of things. These things really do exist. These projects exist. They have drones that basically they are testing to see how well. Go ahead, Lola.
No, I was going to say with that being the case, commercialized drones would be an easy way to infiltrate a country and drop off, let's say, crickets and all sorts of animals that carry diseases, deadly diseases, and literally declare open biological and chemical warfare without sending one person. Like, that's an easy way to do that. And my thing is, the calmness is, I think, what's creating the hysteria, because we've never seen the government this nonchalant. Not the government, because actually Congress is upset. It's everybody else that's responsible for responding that's extra calm, that people are like, what the hell? If it was a possibility for a country or a group of people to declare war on U.S. soil and wreak havoc out here, right? There's too many hands in the pot that need that quailed and taken care of. So for everybody to be calm, that is what's causing the hysteria. And the fact that they want to act like, oh, people are hysterical because they're talking about aliens. No, fuck the aliens. If anything should happen out here because something came over here like that and you've seen it, and it's not like one or two came out here. Some of these drones showed up at Congress members' homes. How do you think what do you really think is happening when a drone show up outside your door, and it only showed up outside your door and 3 of your comrades' doors, and y'all all work on the same floor at y'all job out of all the people in America? What is the chances of that? Who is behind that? My thing is, it could be an array of things, but the fact that people are so calm now is exposing how, let's say, weak the system is when it comes to this clearance issue. Again, Nancy Pelosi, all the people that was with her, under her, the new president out there now, everybody, their clearance ain't high enough to be told the truth. But see, now it's compromising, because I'm gonna be honest with you, January 6th happened because people felt like, you know what, we sick of y'all. And that was just a few people who flew into DC. Imagine if hysteria really broke out everywhere behind this shit right here. Like, the calmness of these Negroes, even the white ones, is the problem that I'm having.
Now,
white Negro, Lord have mercy, God, Smitty.
Yeah, now let's think about this, because you already know my favorite cousin on the other side of the bridge always gets my brain going. So let's go ahead and dissect this real quick, like frogs back in the 8th grade. Look, right? Just like I said before, right? So here we go. Let me go ahead. I just want to make sure I got myself all the way together. Okay, cool beans. All right. So just like before, right? So think about what you was just speaking about, Lola. Now, how much sense does it make in abundance? Why? Now, before they go ahead and cyber attack, what did they give us? Social media. How much is everything that it's just there? You ever just been talking on the phone with somebody, you ain't never typed something in, you're talking about a particular product, like let's say plant feed, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you just see all these advertisements on your phone for plant feed. And you're like, I never typed it in. I was just talking to somebody. These are the first steps of infiltration. Let's pay attention, people. Okay. Now think about it when you're talking about the drone attacks. Okay, cool beans. The drone attacks, where did they started off? Let the kids have fun with it. Why? Because when everybody has them, now we're comfortable seeing them.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
to get you accustomed to seeing it. So you may see one and you're like, oh, that's just maybe a neighbor whole time. No, it ain't.
If
It's
I
to
was at
get
war,
you.
I would do that. I would do
Mhm.
that. I get you comfortable with it. That way, when I send that real thing in, you ain't about to fight it. I tell you that.
And even if you wanted to, by the time you chose to, it caught you off guard.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're so accustomed to seeing all kind of things that people just build in their shed and everything else. So these are all of the little cookie trails in which they are trying to implicate what I know to be martial law. That's just a fact.
Mm-hmm.
And so to land it on this part, right, and get a floor back, everything that we see that's taking place on the news and everything else, it is simply to just get you accustomed. Like, for example, why you think they kept showing us harsh things like racism, everything else? It is to get you accustomed to being in a certain mode. It's to get you prepared for the big plan. These things take place sometimes 15 years prior, and you had no clue. You thinking just because you're noticing what the last 2 years that it just took place? Nah, it's been going on for a break. I digress. My mic is muted.
No, you're 1,000% correct on that. I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, right? It would be nice to think that we live here and our government is here to protect us. But see, I think underneath of this hysteria is this fear that no matter what we're dealing with, I don't want this to go into okay, it's only can be extraterrestrials. No matter what it is. We see how much as citizens our citizenship does not matter when it really comes down to what we're really talking about here, which is our lives and the security of our lives because we're citizens. That doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is certain people's lives. That's what matters. Yours don't matter. We are not concerned that some bubonic stuff might get sprayed off out here. We're not concerned with that. We got places for certain people to be if stuff get to really ring it off. That's what I think a large part of society is thinking about, which is why there's a lot of angst going on, right? Because with Black people, strangely, Black people in underserved communities are used to nobody giving a crap about them. But it's another group of people out here that's not used to that sort of treatment. And when they figure out, hold on, my life isn't like, hold on, like at any given moment, like, this is what I'm looking at. Because we kind of stay ready to die. I'm going to be honest with you. But other people, not so much. And I'll be honest with you, right? Like I think me and Bess talked about this before on a Black File show, that if we want to talk about extraterrestrials, it's not my opinion that they have come here. I did a show where I showed in the Bible where there was a description of an actual alien that literally, like, and I showed the pictures from the description of the Bible and said, this is literally the description of an astronaut. Not
and you showed the foot, you showed the boots and all that.
I showed it. And I'm saying the aliens, they're not coming here. These drones is not aliens coming here. And here's the thing, let's just entertain the fact that these are aliens in these drones. These are new aliens. They on other aliens' territory at this point. So we basically would be casualties of war amongst entities that we don't even understand. That's just how fragile we are as a society. And I'm not saying that we fucked up because we are, but that is a reality. Like, we already know that there's circumstances that the government don't want no parts of or don't understand and it's classified. But then it's like, well, if these beings been here, whoever they are, wherever they are, for thousands of years upon thousands of years, new aliens, that's a problem on a different level that we aren't even able to address. The only thing we can do is simply watch and hope that we don't die in the next couple minutes. That's about it. But this is why when I say it's no point in being afraid, it's no point in being afraid. It's nothing that you can do about it. Like, it's really not. What are we supposed to do? Like, really, what if there was an alien invasion, right? What are we supposed to do?
Lola, but guess what? Once upon a time back in the 90s, right? And I remember this because my dad had the tape. There was this song called Jamaican in New York. And in that song, Jamaican in New York, you know, the hook said, I'm an alien. I'm an legal alien. I'm a Jamaican in New York. So my point is we need to go ahead and identify this. Guess what? You know what an alien is by definition of science? Anything that man cannot identify. There are people who have walked across lands and landed on certain territories, and they are considered aliens. Why do you think we call them what? Illegal aliens. We're talking about humans there.
Right.
So anything that man cannot identify with, generally, that's what we'll call it. Once upon a time, that's what the octopus and many things in the sea were called, aliens. So I just wanted to throw that part in as far as like, so we, you know what I'm saying? That's all. But you smack on point with everything. Rock out, sis.
No, and that's true. Like the words we choose is quite interesting because it takes our mind to a certain place. But then in reality, what it really means is just not from here, right? But then, for instance, you seen those Olmec heads, right? Those Olmec heads derive.
Yes, I'm here.
They derive from a time before America had natives in it, and they derive from a time before the Iron Age. So how is it that these heads showing that somebody had knowledge of iron before the Iron Age here in America? Talking about aliens? Are we the aliens? Are they the aliens? What are we really talking about? That's what I'm just saying. Hold on one sec.
So M3, I mean, I don't want to just hog the floor.
Man, big shout out to, take a quick pause for the cause real quick. Big shout out to You Don't Like My Music. What's going on? Cheers to you, family. Also, salute to the family. Ramadan, what's going on? Salute. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Okay, M3. I'm gonna let you share what you got to share, bro, and then you could roll out.
No problem, Mr. Best. No, man, but you know, this was definitely like, you know, a good stream, man. You know, I'll be like in the clouds or whatever because I'm already feeling sleepy as it is, right? All I can say is that as far as the unseen and just like, you know, how because of our adversity and the things that we already go through as like, you know, a group that's used to being underprivileged, what it does is it just pretty much prepare ourselves, right, for what is expected to happen, unfortunately. And like Lola said, like the ones who are so used to being pampered, being protected, you know, being served to a certain degree, those are the ones I believe that is actually going to suffer and panic the most. And even though like when we had like our big scare in 2020, unfortunately, that is not enough to still like shake people up and to help people be prepared. We're already going to be prepared because we already know like shit happens. But for them, they're still used to the comfort of their financial ability to do less, but to gain more. That makes sense.
Got you. Man, definitely, man. M3, thanks for coming through. Man, make sure, man, y'all support our other channel, man, Knowledge and Relationships. Make sure you support all the channels, Knowledge and Relationships, Game and Dragons, Smitty's Corner. You know what I mean? All the channels you see coming across the radar at the bottom. You know what I mean? And for those who are just checking in, you're probably asking, what are we talking about? We're talking about the drone sightings that we have seen across the nation. Okay? That is what we're talking about. All right? So if you have seen them, if you've seen some footage, if you've actually seen them, you know what I mean, personally yourself, right? If you've seen the drone yourself, definitely, you know what I mean, come through, share your experiences, or just share what you have seen on the news. You know what I mean? If you go back and you scroll back, you know, early on the stream when it first began, I actually played a video from Fox News themselves, and it actually showed, you know, different drones, and it actually showed different officials talking about what they believe these drones are and how we as a country are not able to protect ourselves and things of that nature. So definitely, that's the topic of discussion. Lola's back, so I'm gonna let her chime in. And yeah, we're gonna go from there.
All right. Salute everyone.
Salute them three.
All right. Later, y'all.
See you. Oh man. Yeah, I know it's Sunday night, honeydew list, all that. But yeah, so and here's the thing, right? It's not much to really go so far in on this drone thing, but I'm gonna be honest with you. When I heard about it, let's say when the drones were in New Jersey, I was coming home and I came off the highway and I seen something and I wasn't quite sure what I was looking at, because you ever notice how the sky is dark, but when you see something that's actually black, it makes the sky behind it look lighter? Like, it's weird.
It illuminates.
Yeah, it illuminates. It lets you know the sky ain't black. Like, even at the blackest point, it's not black. It's always something blacker. I seen something and I just didn't understand what I was looking at because it was suspended in air. It wasn't moving. And I was like, am I looking at what they talking about in DC up in Jersey now? Like, what's going on? But then at that point I was like, okay, maybe it's I don't know. Like, maybe it's some people playing games. But then again, I said, I don't know if it's people playing games. And let's suppose it is people playing games. What kind of games are they playing? Now, the government can't sit and lock anybody up for commercial usage of drones. You can't. But here's the problem. When we find a way to get through the system, they find a way to create a policy within 24 hours and lock people up within 48 hours for disobeying that policy. That's what they found a way to do. So I don't understand why ain't no policies being thrown up to make sure that this right here ain't gonna happen no more.
See, the thing about it is, though, fam, it actually is. But watch this, though, right? There are a whole lot of cases that really do take place where folks have tried their best, got the right money, camera work, everything, know how to work that drone, flown over certain places. Like, for example, let's take A51. A51 is no longer in Arizona. Why? Mm-hmm. Too many people keep hopping fences, everything. They moved it. Does it still exist? Yes. Is it still where we thought it was? No. They deserted it. They went on ahead, pack all this shit and burn what we can't take. So it's just, it's so tricky, because it's like, only reason why I'm giving the points that I'm giving on this, because you're smack on. It's just, I want the people to also remember there's a whole lot that just they refuse to let us know. Why? Because they tested us. They said, okay, look, let's see how they respond to something just airborne. We just go and tell them this. Dang. Do y'all see what they did over toilet paper and sanitizer, man? We can't tell them we done found and we done. Nah. Because it's going to be too much interference with what they want to keep studying. See, the reason why they want to keep us docile primarily is to make sure that the studies remain intact. They want it to be undisturbed. The very moment that they come out and start telling us things, I'm not playing with you now, we got to think about it. The second that they give us the truth is the second they implicate martial law.
Yeah.
Are you ready for it? Are you strapped enough? Do you have enough canned goods? You got enough sanitizer and toilet paper? Did you fight over it good enough during all of the other stuff a year or two ago? Or if anything was to happen right this very second, the whole grid shut down. Mm-hmm. I want you to go out and look in your fridge, look at everything you have, go to your garage, and you tell me how long will you survive? I digress. My mic is muted. Rock out. And they know they'll just wean us out. It's the weight thing. Rock out.
Everyone behind and watch the building. Watch, can you hear us?
I can hear y'all. Can y'all hear me? Everything good?
Yes, sir. Go ahead and rock out, baby. Because you never know. They may shut us down at any point. So, you know what I mean? And when they shut, that outro just dropping out of nowhere because it just shut me down. So go ahead, man. Do your thing.
Nah, so I'm definitely at the job right now. So I've been kind of like walking away from my phone, coming back. I'm listening to y'all, so I might have missed a part. But I'm telling you, dog, I smoke a lot of weed and I watch a lot of videos on YouTube, and I'll be watching some of this alien stuff. And I'm telling you, dog, the only thing that in my mind, what I can come to is this alien shit is a perfect opportunity for a level of control that I don't think the government knew they had until COVID.
Mm-hmm.
The reason I say that is because when COVID happened and they locked everybody up in the house, you can't take your ass to work. You know, Walmart went from being 24 hours every fucking day to now these motherfuckers is closing at 9, 10 o'clock. I think that there are people that are in particular places that are starting to understand that they can control shit, right? And in my mind, what I've heard a lot of people talking about is like, you know, they're trying to put microchips in us and all this other kind of monitoring shit that the government is working on. And as I'm listening to this alien shit is the perfect opportunity for them to do that. Because all it takes is a couple of, oh, there's some drones or there's something from outer space that landed on this planet. All right, cool. If you are an actual organic human being, we need to put this chip in you to classify you as a human being. And that chip is that's where it starts monitoring what you're buying, where you're going, who you talking to, all kind of shit. This alien shit really, to me, just feels like another level of control to be able to apply something to everybody that motherfuckers is not even thinking about right now. Everybody thinking about getting attacked from outer space. And I think this control shit motherfuckers is not even thinking about.
I would say to that, Brother Watts, is this, right? I want us to think about something. Now, right now, this is like something that's scientifically a fact. I think scientists find over 10,000 different life forms of insect alone. I want us to really think about the movies that they show us and how aliens look. A lot of that, does it not remind us of a lot of things that either come from the sea and or insects in some form of fashion?
Yeah.
Right. So, peep game, right? What it is that when you say that, my thing is, if we continuously discover that there are almost thousands of new just bugs here, if we could say we've only discovered only 2% of our own ocean and we keep finding new life in the ocean, it just baffles me how people say in something where this entire planet Earth, just outside of our stratosphere alone, we're like a grain of sand.
Yeah.
And like the whole idea to think, nah, they just blowing steam up our butt and stuff like that because it ain't no life. It's like, bro, we haven't even discovered everything here yet.
Right.
I digress. My mic is muted. It's just a thought to think about. Rock out.
It's a thought, but see, it's two different thoughts with this, right? You got the thought of national security, and then you got the thought of global infiltration. Global infiltration is a harder issue to deal with because that has nothing to do with the U.S. government in and of itself per se, but it is a problem where we're talking about, for instance, we have new insects. Why do we have new insects? We don't know. Could we have new insects because we have new visitors? The fact that we don't know is, I don't want to say alarming, but it is concerning under the circumstances. Like I think I heard one pundit say that if these things in the air that's making themselves known were hostile, they would have already acted. My thought was no, not necessarily, because sometimes when you make your presence known, it's not always because you have intentions on, leveling the whole place. That's not always the case. Sometimes your purpose might be long term. Sometimes the purpose might be to just see what's happening. You see what I'm saying? Like, you have the upper hand. You don't need to level the whole ground. Like, if we came to a planet and we was in hovering ships and there was some indigenous people there, we gonna show up and look around. We not gonna blow everybody up, but we gonna look around. Like, and if we think we in danger, we know how to take care of ourselves. So it's like those sorts of thoughts has everything to do with, are we dealing as a planet? Are we dealing with something that we can deal with? Yes or no? And if the answer is no, what do we do next? That comes into play when it comes to this whole vid situation where we already had this simulation about how people move when they're under stress, when they're under duress, when they're under belief systems, how some people move. Like I think, what's the name here in the chat said, you don't like my music, that you're not going to be able to get no cabin in the woods. That's not going to save you from what is possibly out there. Like, a cabin in the woods, like, every day. Listen, those days we're just hiding in a cabin is over. Okay, stop watching them 70s movies. You know what I mean? Get up on the times. But I understand, and I do understand that the best thing, like I said, that we can do is pay attention and don't act like we don't know what we know. Like Smitty said, you already know the government prepares decades in advance. Remember what happened in the 30s and the 40s with the Depression? That was a simulation too, that they had to say, okay, this is what we're going to do, and we know how that's going to happen in the markets. That they were planning like a whole century in advance with that. We're aware of that. So why do we need to act like we're not aware of that? We are. We know what it is. For instance, when we get a new drug that come out, it's been tested over 10 years, and then within 20 years they having recalls. That's why I know I didn't. That's why me and my children, ain't nobody taking no COVID shot. No, ain't doing that. Y'all say y'all had 6 months to develop it. Add 60 more years onto that, and then I might give you a chance. But other than that, I take my chances without it. Like, seriously. But see, they know that. And again, I'm only acting based on what I know of the circumstances that I find myself in as an American with the technology that we have. So again, I'm not afraid of whatever is up in them skies, because I already know if something kick off up there, it ain't because we the threat. That's not it. I see Vaughn right here. Vaughn, can you hear us?
Mr. Bryant?
Finally, I can hear. Man, I've been having an issue, man. It's crazy trying to get up here. But yeah, greetings, everybody. Greetings.
I thought you kept getting picked up by aliens and dropped back off. I was going to ask you, how did the test work?
Exactly. I was being abducted.
Not the probe. Not the probing.
I was being abducted, right? Wow. But yeah, interesting conversation, man. I just wanted to step out of my comfort zone. I'm not very versed in this this conversation here today, but it is very intriguing because, the government does a lot of different snide and sneaky things, to fool the people, and it's funny that you guys were talking about drones, because just the other day I was looking at a whole video of I think it was in China or wherever it was, and they were using these drones to create a light show, like hundreds of drones.
Mm-hmm.
And I had no idea that was possible. So when you mention, like, we're seeing strange things in the sky, and what is this? This is a UFO or whatever. I don't know, man. These drones are quite capable of doing all types of things. So, but yeah.
But that's what we were saying, that the guy, the pundit, the two pundits, the Fox News correspondents that were talking, and the one guy brought up basically how the U.S. uses drones and other countries, and how this could be just as normal as regular technology. But my point to him was, it's not about the fact that the United States, China, and whoever else uses drones. We understand that. We passed that. The problem is, you don't have the right as a country to invade another country with drones unless it's open war. Unless it's open war. But the problem is, who's opening war on U.S. soil? I mean, Pearl Harbor was the last time that happened. Are we at Pearl Harbor again? Why are you so calm, Mr. Man? But this is why I said he was gaslighting, because he clearly understands that we're not talking about the fact that technology exists. Like you said, in China, they create whole dragon shows using the little light things on the small drones, and they make this whole big show, and they have them. It's a thing. Exactly. But the problem is, if China thought that the U.S. has sent 1,000 drones over the Pacific and was invading their country in commercial space, I highly doubt that they wouldn't call and say, yo, the Geneva Convention don't mean shit to y'all? Because I mean, we can go, we two can play that game, motherfucker. Like, I'm sure that's what we would happen. But see, he talking as if the U.S. government have not already cleared that possibility. That's the first possibility that they probably thought of. Is this one of our adversaries? Is this one of our friends? Let's call.
Well, let me ask this question then, real quick. You know, now, is the technology advanced where possibly these drones are undetectable? Is that possible?
I'm gonna tell you like this, and I don't know if you're gonna believe this, but
Well, I'm here to learn, so you know.
Stealth technology is possible. It is, and Mr. Best know that how I know that it's possible. I'm not telling you what I heard or read.
Pull that up, sir. Right as she talking about it. Sorry about that.
What?
Y'all about to see. I mean, only if it's okay. I try to pull up something very slight and slim
Because you know what, if
takes
that's
place
possible,
now.
if that's possible, you know, that's definitely a way to infiltrate. You see what I'm saying? If that's at all possible.
It is. It's very possible, and you'd be surprised how much that is used. And here's the thing: if it is not used by our government, then I pray for whoever is using it.
I think Smitty can help us out with those answers a little bit just to get us going, right?
You got something in the back because I can't see it.
Hey, how y'all doing? Just want to say hey. Shout out.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh yeah, this is what they doing now. But I digress. My mic is muted, so.
All right, I'm gonna share this video real quick, and then I want Chocolate to get in here. So I'm gonna share a minute of this, and then I'm gonna let Chocolate run up in here and share because our time is pressed, and we're gonna get shut down at any moment. I don't know why we're gonna get shut down, but we are. You know what I mean? So it's gonna happen, man. I just don't know when.
Yeah, I'm down for it. Let's go, Radical. Let's go.
Insect-sized robots, amazing robotic insects you must see. Future of drone surveillance. Why did millions of people watch and share this video of a fly? Well, because the viral version of the video was accompanied by a caption claiming this fly was actually one of several polymer drone flies that were in use by the US military. This is an actual fly called Cuterebra rificus, while the viral video shown is not a polymer fly drone. Insect-sized drones really do exist. Today, we will introduce to you 5 of the most amazing insect-sized robots. Let's get started. Number 5, RoboBee X-Wing. Researchers at the Harvard Microbiotics Lab have developed the insect-inspired microrobot called the RoBee X-Wing. The robot has become the lightest vehicle ever to achieve sustained flight without.
Wow.
NASA, yeah. Oh yeah. I knew about those.
So having drones the size of cars and buses ain't even a thing anymore. So let's just say what we looking at might not be a drone.
Hey.
Yeah, but you know what? I would think that something that's that small would be for purposes of like something like intel or just to gather information.
You got it.
Damaging.
That's what it's for.
It is espionage. That is an espionage insect.
And just to jump in on that, thank y'all.
Hey, Chocolate.
Hey, when I saw you pop up, I was like, I gotta come see. Is there music playing in the background?
There certainly is, as always.
Oh, okay. It just was really loud.
Yeah, apparently everybody don't like it.
No, I like it. It just seems like I gotta talk over it. It's just in my ear. No worries. Anyway, no, you good. Anyway,
can actually hear it though, for real.
I can.
Yeah, I can hear the music. Yeah, I can hear it.
No, real shit.
Yeah, it sounds like.
I wonder if everybody on the phone. I wonder if everybody on the phone can hear it because I'm on my computer. I don't hear a single tune.
It was the first thing I heard was the music before I got to hear it. voices. So
I haven't
it's
heard
just
it yet.
StreamYard.
Go
It's
ahead,
cool.
It's very
So,
faint. You know,
yeah.
it's kind of like X-Files music. You know what I'm saying?
See, I'm upgraded. You know, I got me a upgraded laptop. The sound might be slick like the robotic bees. You know what I mean? So that might be why I can hear it. But anyway, I will say this. Yes, they have been around. They have been using insect robots forever. They use spiders. They were using ant bodies. They was using all kinds of stuff over the last what do you want to say, 20, 30 years? And yeah, it's all for data. Understand, we're the commodity. Who you spying on? The elephants? Who you spying on? You ain't spying on nobody else but other human beings to try to figure it out. And for me, I say, well, shit, okay, they got their little drone bees. We need to have them too. Throw it out, find out what's going on. Ain't nothing wrong with knowing what's happening around you, regardless. And I think this is America is a paranoid country. We sit on a very thin sheet of ice where our government is concerned and how things are going. And now you got folks in office that they might just tip that ice just a little more than necessary. It's gonna be real interesting this year. And I would say, and I still say, my people, please prepare yourself and your families and your friends and loved ones and your side chick, whoever, however, that we are getting ready to see some more. Yeah, she got to take care of her too. She got a purpose in life. Stop it. Anyway, you have to. We are at a place where we're really at a crossroads where either we, and excuse my language, I know it's Sunday, but we either got to shit or get off the pot. Like, that's where we are. Are we going to prepare ourselves so that we also can gain the same information, whatever that may be, even if it's not usable in our lives? But we need to have a source of information that is better than just what has been given to us. And so, yes, I think we should get into the manufacturing of it. It's not going anywhere. Because then if we're in it, then we can understand the science behind it. If you in it, then you can find out who doing what and what doing who. I like investigation. So I look at it as true crime. America is based off crime. Thieves, liars, cheaters, stealers. So how would you ever think that we would ever be in a government that would trust their own people? We don't even trust them.
Well, Chocolate, you do know sometimes people be posting, like regular schmegular people be posting fake stuff that they be using Photoshop and all sorts of stuff.
Right.
It clicks, and meanwhile, the people that actually are showing actual video now, I think somebody said it earlier, we might not even be able to know the difference between when we really in danger or what's really going on in Photoshop.
If you
now,
see
Choco Thunder don't know what she just did. Chocolate don't know what she just did.
What I do?
But I want to ask this question briefly, though, real quick.
Definitely. You just inspired the show, and we're gonna do this show too. Listen. You just inspired the show. And listen, sometimes I do have some. Yes, you do. I do have some entertainment. Sometimes I do, and I'm gonna do this show on this channel, and it's gonna be about, do side chicks deserve protection? I'm gonna talk about this. All right, it's gonna get real. All right, you know what I mean. If you are a side, please don't be upset. Okay, it's just a discussion. We just want to know, do y'all deserve it?
Yes, they do. They time is being used. Okay, wait a minute. Hold on. I'll put it this way. To your point, she wouldn't be a side chick if he hadn't made her one. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh my God.
That's all I'm gonna say. Side chicks ain't running down the street knocking dudes in the head. I haven't seen that yet, but it's the truth. Back to what you said.
Smitty, go ahead.
Well, now listen, that's a whole nother topic.
Right?
Because I'm sure the side chick is making her own choices and decisions.
Exactly.
Anyway,
right. And so is he. But
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Right. But he's not being forced to have a side chick. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know,
it takes two to make a thing go right.
Right. Exactly. Right.
Mr.
Come
Brian.
on. I like it, Mr. Brian. That's what I'm saying. Smitty had a question, I think.
Mm-hmm. Nah, I'm just sitting back being patient. You know, we working on stuff. We're going into 2025. Can't go in the same way, right?
No, it's going to be okay, well, I will say this. Yes, it's going to be the same thing. However, with the knowledge over the year that we've all learned and experiences and things, definitely we should take it going into 2025 with a outlook of it's time to kick the door down and it's time to make some shit happen for our communities. And that's just it. It's time for the apologies need to go away. They gonna come get us. I don't care. Come get me. Come get me.
Man, look, let me just go ahead and take it out in a nutshell what Chocolate's really saying. All Chocolate's really saying is shout out to Coke and Remy. Okay, shout out to that 1738. Listen, so I
what?
What?
You know what, Smitty? Okay, I got you. I don't need nothing.
What?
I'm this when I wake up. Okay.
So my question primarily was this, very briefly. I didn't want us to get stirred too far from it. You earlier in your comment, you said that America is too paranoid, right?
Yes, we are a paranoid country.
Bet that. All right, so watch where we go. All right, this is just for you. Now just follow me. All right, here we go. Make it quick. Do you believe that even in the hood, people lock their doors?
Yes.
Do you believe that people in the suburbs lock their doors?
Yes.
Do you believe that people in gated communities and affluent neighborhoods lock their doors?
Yes.
Bet. Now watch where we go. You said we're paranoid, right?
Yes.
People that lock their doors, why do they do it?
Because they want to feel safe. But that is not what you're saying is I think your question to me is based on one part of that. What I'm saying as far as paranoia is concerned, it is the paranoia of power.
So wait a minute. When you know, watch this, Chocolate. When you know that majority, probably over 80% of the world looks at you as the ultimate power of the world, would you not be paranoid that maybe just somebody might want to try to infiltrate and take it?
But that's not where I'm going with it. Of course, we have to protect. We live in this country. What I'm saying is
just addressing one thing. No.
I know.
It's just
I know.
mind stimulation. Real quick.
Got you. What I'm saying to you is this. You have the reason I say that America is paranoid. I'm speaking about the hype that there is that other countries outside of here are going to be the reason why we tear ourselves apart. And that's not the case. Our own government treats their own people as paranoia. I'm not talking about globally. I'm talking about right in this country here. We have anecdote after historical anecdote of how our government is so paranoid when it comes to citizens wanting to take their power back.
So you're talking about the government is paranoid of the citizens, not America as a whole is paranoid of other countries, correct?
Right. That's not what I was talking about. Right.
Okay, I was talking about. I digress. My mic is muted and I retract everything I just said. I misread what you said. Thank you.
No, that's okay. I'm glad we was able to have a dialogue. All right, y'all got it.
No, I'll be honest with you. My paranoia right now is coming from the leaders of this country talking crazy on C-SPAN.
Yes.
Cussing and rolling white men rolling necks and shit on C-SPAN.